The development of embryo sac or the female gametophyte takes place inside the nucellus of the ovule. Although the origin of mature embryo sac may differ, it eventually organize shows a surprising uniform pattern in majority of angiosperms. The Polygonum type, Allium, Fritillaria, Adoxa type of embryo sac all have similar appearance at the time of fertilization. That is, they'll have three-celled egg apparatus, three-celled antipodals and two polar nuclei. The female gametophyte is also commonly called as embryo sac or megagametophyte. The structure of the megagametophyte or the female gametophyte or the embryo sac. This has an egg apparatus towards the micropylar region. This egg apparatus consists of an egg and two cynogytes. The cynogytes are two elongated cells present at the micropylar end of the ovule, one on each side of the egg. The characteristic feature of the cynogyte cell is the presence of finger-like filiform apparatus. It is developed due to the chemotactic stimulus. It transports the secretion products towards the micropylar tip of the egg apparatus where the pollen tube establishes contact with the embryo cell. The cynogytes play an important role in directing the pollen tube growth by secreting some chemotactically active substances like sucrose. The degenerating cynogytes help the pollen tube to discharge and release its content into the embryo sac. And some workers say that they act as haustoria or nutritive in function. Egg cell. It is a single haploid cell at the micropylar end present between two cynogytes. It represents the female gamete. It gets fertilizes by the sperm to form a diploid zygote. The polar nuclei. The central portion of the embryo sac contains the polar nuclei which give rise to endosperm later, and it is called as a endosperm mother cell. Usually the two nuclei are so similar to each other that once they come together, it is difficult to distinguish the micropylar from the cell nuclei. When there is difference in size between the two, it is usually the micropylar one which is larger. In the embryo sac of Fritillaria type, however, the cell polar nucleus is larger. The antipodal cells. The antipodal cells are usually short-lived and frequently show an increase in size of the number. There are usually three in number present towards the cell region. They exhibit variation in structure, size, lifespan, and biochemistry. Usually, these cells degenerate before or after fertilization, and some antipodal cells serve to provide nutrition to the embryo. And in some members of Gentianaceae, the three antipodal cells divide to form 10 to 12 cells, and in the Graminae, a still larger number of cells are produced. In Sasa paniculata, a member of Bambusae, as many as 300 antipodal cells have been reported. In several genera of Rubiaceae, the basal antipodal cell is often greatly elongated and acts as an aggressive haustoria. Summary. The mature female gametophyte or the embryo sac in a typical angiosperm is 7-celled and 8-nucleate. The female gametophyte is commonly known as a embryo sac or megagametophyte. The Polygonum type, Allium type, Fritillaria and Adoxa type of embryo sacs have similar appearance at the time of fertilization. That is, they have 3-celled egg apparatus towards the micropylar region, 3 cells towards the serrageal region, and 2 polar nuclei. The egg apparatus consists of an egg surrounded on either side by cynogytes, and the central region is occupied by the polar nuclei. Thank you.